Let me ask you who's in control of your life. Is it you or is it your emotions? Because if you don't learn to take command of your emotions, they will control every decision you make. And if your emotions control you, guess what? You're not running your life. Your fears, doubts, and limitations are. We've all been there. You wake up one day feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world. The next day you feel stuck, drained, overwhelmed, and what happens? Your actions follow. One day you're making moves, the next you're procrastinating, hesitating, or worse, giving up. And this pattern, it's what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. The truth is, success isn't about resources, intelligence, or even talent. It's about resourcefulness, your ability to manage your emotions no matter what life throws at you. Because let's be real, things will go wrong. You will face rejection, setbacks, and moments where nothing seems to be working. The difference between people who rise and those who fall is simple. Winners don't wait to feel good to take action. They take action no matter how they feel. Think about the most successful people you admire. But do you think they never feel fear or doubt? Frustration, of course they do. The difference is they don't let those emotions dictate their choices. They've trained themselves to shift out of fear and into power, and that's what you have to do. Because if you let fear run the show, you'll always hesitate. If you let frustration take over, you'll quit before the breakthrough. If you let doubt control you, you'll never even start. And let me tell you, your emotions are lying to you. That voice that tells you, I'm not ready, I don't have what it takes, what if I fail? It's all BS. It's just your brain trying to keep you safe. But safe doesn't get you where you want to go. So how do you take control? You condition it. Every single day. You don't wait to feel motivated, you generate it. You don't wait to feel confident, you create confidence through action. You don't let emotions dictate your choices, you decide how you want to feel and step into that energy, no doubt. It's like a muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. But if you don't, your emotions will own you. And if you let them own you, you'll always be a slave to your fears instead of the master of your future. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep letting your emotions run your life? Or are you going to take control, step up, and create the life you know you're capable of? Because the only thing standing between you and everything you want is you. And the moment you decide to master your emotions, your entire life will change. Look around, everything is changing. Technology industry is the way people do business, the way we live our lives. What worked 5 years ago is already outdated. What's working today might not work tomorrow. And in a world that's shifting this fast, the people who will dominate aren't the smartest, the strongest, or even the most talented. They're the ones who can adapt the fastest. Most people think learning ends after school. They graduate, get a job, and just settle into routine. But let me tell you something, the second you stop learning, you start dying. The people who win in any industry, in any area of life, are obsessed with growth. They don't just consume information, they absorb it, they execute it, and they pivot when necessary. Think about the biggest companies in the world, the ones that stayed rigid, Blockbuster, Kodak, BlackBerry, where are they now? Gone. Why? Because they refused to adapt. Meanwhile, the companies that stayed ahead, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, didn't just rely on what worked in the past. They evolved. They learned at the speed of change. And the same applies to you. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they already know enough. But knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is. If you're not constantly upgrading your skills, improving your mindset, and reinventing yourself, you're falling behind. And I get it. It's easy to get comfortable. It's easy to say, I've got a degree, I've been doing this for years, I don't need to change. But the reality is, comfort is the enemy of growth. The second you think you've arrived, you've already lost. So how do you develop this? How do you become the fastest learner in the room? Simply, you commit to growth like your life depends on it. Because in a way it does. You read every day, you study the best in your field. You surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who make you think bigger. And most importantly, you take action. Because the best way to learn isn't just by reading or watching videos, it's by doing. You don't get confidence from knowledge alone, you get confidence from execution. And when things change, and they will, you don't panic, you pivot. You adjust. You learn what needs to be learned. And you keep moving forward. Because the only real security in life isn't a job, a degree, or even talent. It's your ability to adapt. So ask yourself, are you growing? Are you learning every day? Are you developing the skills that will keep you ahead no matter what happens? Because the people who are hungry, who stay adaptable, who learn at the speed of change, they're the ones who will lead. And the question is, are you going to be one of them? How many times have you had a great idea, a big goal, a vision for something incredible, and then done nothing about it? You tell yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. I need to think it through. I just need a little more time. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and you're still in the same place. Not because you don't know what to do, because you didn't act. This is the number one killer of dreams. Not failure, hesitation, overthinking, waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect moment. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones with the perfect plan. They're the ones who take action, figure it out as they go, and adjust along the way. Think about it. Have you ever seen a baby learn to walk? They don't sit there analyzing every step, studying the physics of balance, or waiting until they feel ready. No, they just go for it. They fall, they get back up, and they try again. And that's why they succeed. But somewhere along the way, we start second guessing ourselves. We let fear creep in. We tell ourselves, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if people judge me? And instead of moving forward, we freeze, we wait. And in that waiting, we lose momentum. Let me be real with you. You will never feel ready. Confidence doesn't come before action. Action creates confidence. You don't wait until you feel strong to take action. You take action to become strong. You don't wait until you're fearless to move forward. You move forward. And fear loses its power over you. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying take blind action. I'm saying take imperfect action. You don't need all the answers. You just need to start. The biggest companies, the greatest leaders, the most successful people in the world didn't start with perfection. They started with momentum. They made mistakes. They adjusted and they kept going. Think about any big breakthrough in your life. Did it come from sitting around thinking? Or did it come from doing something? Because success isn't about knowing, it's about executing. Knowledge is potential. Action is power. So what's stopping you, fear? Doubt? The need for everything to be just right? Let me tell you, those things will never go away unless you move. You have a choice right now to keep waiting, hesitating, and overthinking, or to take that first step, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't reward thoughts. It rewards action. And the only way to win is to stop waiting and start doing. Let me ask you something. What's the story you keep telling yourself? Because whether you realize it or not, the story you believe about who you are, what you're capable of, and what your life can be is shaping your destiny right now. Most people don't even question it. They live their lives repeating the same thoughts, the same beliefs, the same limitations, and then wonder why nothing changes. But here's the truth, your story is not fact. It's just a pattern you've been running for years. And if that story isn't serving you, you have the power to change it. Maybe you've told yourself, I'm not smart enough, I'm not lucky like other people, I've always been bad with money, I'll never be in great shape, that's just who I am. But let me tell you, that's a lie. It's not reality. It's just a belief you've reinforced over and over again. And the more you tell yourself the same story, the more you look for proof to make it true. Think about it, your brain is always trying to confirm what you already believe. If you tell yourself you're bad at business, you'll find every mistake you've ever made and say, see, I'm not good at this. If you believe you're not confident, you'll remember every awkward moment and say, that's just how I am. But if you flip the script, if you started telling yourself a different story, one of strength, one of resilience, one of limitless possibility, you'd start seeing proof of that too. The most successful people in the world didn't have perfect circumstances. They had struggles, they had failures, they had reasons to quit. But they refused to let their past define them. They rewrote their story. They decided, I am unstoppable. I am the kind of person who figures things out. I make things happen no matter what. And because they believed it, they lived it. But let's be real, changing your story isn't about just saying some positive words and hoping for the best. It's about conditioning a new belief until it becomes part of you. And you do that through repetition, through action, through surrounding yourself with people who reinforce your new story instead of your old one. Because if you don't take control of your story, guess what? Someone else will. Society, your past, the people around you, they'll shape your narrative if you let them. But the moment you decide that you are the author of your life, everything changes. So ask yourself, what's the story you've been living by? And more importantly, is it empowering you or limiting you? Because if it's holding you back, it's time to rewrite it. It's time to step into a new identity, one that aligns with the future you want to create. Because at the end of the day, your story controls your future. And the moment you change your story, you change your life. Look around, everything is shifting. The world is not the same as it was 5 years ago, and 5 years from now, it will be unrecognizable. Industries are being disrupted, technology is evolving at lightning speed, and the old way of doing things, it's disappearing. The people who will thrive aren't the ones who stick to the past. They're the ones who adapt. The biggest mistake people make is thinking what worked before will work forever. They get comfortable. They say, this is how I've always done it. I don't like change, I just need things to go back to normal. But let me tell you something, there is no going back. The world moves forward, with or without you. The question is, are you moving with it? Think about it. Every major breakthrough in history happened because someone adapted faster than everyone else. Blockbuster refused to adapt to streaming and Netflix took over. Kodak ignored digital photography and they vanished. Taxi companies resisted change and Uber dominated. The businesses, the people, the leaders who refused to evolve, they get left behind. And this isn't just about business, this is about you. Your ability to adapt is your greatest competitive edge. You don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the most talented, but if you can see change coming and shift before everyone else, you will always be ahead. So how do you develop adaptability? You train yourself to embrace uncertainty instead of fearing it. Most people resist change because it's uncomfortable, it's unknown, but discomfort is where growth happens. The more you expose yourself to new challenges, new environments, new ways of thinking, the more flexible and unstoppable you become. You've got to rewire your brain to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Because every time the world shifts, it opens new doors if you're willing to see them. People who resist change focus on what they're losing. But the people who thrive, they ask, where's the opportunity? How can I use this to my advantage? What skill do I need to develop to win in this new reality? And let's be real, most people won't do this. Most people will cling to the past, hoping things stay the same. But if you want to be a leader, if you want to create a future on your terms, you have to be different. You have to be the person who moves first. Because the truth is, the world is going to change no matter what. The only question is, will you change with it or will you get left behind? The choice is yours. Adapt, evolve, and grow, or stay the same and watch the world pass you by. Everything in your life right now, your career, your relationships, your finances, your health is the result of the decisions you've made up until this point. Not luck. Not circumstances, decisions. And if you're not where you want to be, it's not because you're not capable. It's because at some point you either made weak decisions or worse, you didn't decide at all. Most people don't realize this. They think life just happens to them. They blame the economy, their past, other people. But the truth is, nothing changes until you decide to change it. Because a real decision isn't something you say, it's something you commit to with everything you've got. Think about it. Have you ever said you wanted to get in shape but didn't follow through? Have you ever wanted to start a business, change careers, improve your relationships, but something always held you back? That's because you didn't make a real decision. A real decision means cutting off all other options. It means there's no backup plan, no I'll try, no waiting for the right time. It means you burn the boats and you make it happen. Because the truth is, indecision is the most dangerous thing in the world. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you from taking action. And in a world that's moving this fast, if you're not deciding, someone else is deciding for you. The market will decide your career. Society will decide your values. Circumstances will decide your future. And if you let that happen, you'll wake up one day wondering why your life doesn't look the way you wanted it to. The most successful people in the world, they don't wait, they decide fast, and they commit even faster. They don't sit around analyzing every possible outcome, overthinking every risk, worrying about what could go wrong. They trust themselves, they make the call, and they move forward. And here's the secret you can always adjust. Most people are so afraid of making the wrong decision that they make none at all. But what they don't realize is momentum beats perfection every time. If you make a decision and it's not working, you pivot, you adapt. But if you never decide, you stay stuck exactly where you are. So what's the decision you've been avoiding? What's the thing you know you need to do, but you've been hesitating, waiting, hoping for the perfect moment? Because let me tell you, that perfect moment will never come. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is a decision. And in this moment right now, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep playing small, or you can decide right now that you are done waiting, that you are stepping up, that you are taking control of your future. Because at the end of the day, decisions shape destiny. And if you want a different life, it starts with making a powerful decision today. At the end of the day, everything comes down to you, your emotions, your ability to learn, your willingness to take action, the story you tell yourself, your ability to adapt, the decisions you make. These are the 6 forces that will determine whether you rise to the challenges ahead or get left behind. The world is changing faster than ever. And those who hesitate, those who cling to the past, those who let fear or uncertainty control them, they will struggle. But those who take command of their emotions, who commit to learning, who step into action, who rewrite their story, who embrace change, and who make powerful decisions, they will lead. They will thrive. So I ask you, who will you choose to be? Will you be the person who waits, who hopes, who watches from the sidelines? Or will you be the person who steps up, takes control, and builds the future on your terms? Because your future is not determined by luck. It's built by the habits, the mindset, and the choices you make every single day. And in this moment, you have the power to decide, are you going to be unstoppable? Or are you going to stay where you are? The choice is yours. And if you choose growth, if you choose action, if you choose to play full out, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Good luck. Go all in and make it happen. Thank you.